Hello everybody, this is Solartiger and this is going to be a different kind of video. This is my bathroom in our house and I had an issue with the light. Let me just climb up the step ladder. Okay, I had an issue with the light. Now, previously there was a round ceiling light, as you can see by the mark on the ceiling, that took one of those square fluorescent tubes, and a while back the lights stopped working properly. You turn the light on and the light would stay on for a few seconds and then it would go out, and if you turn it off and turn it on again, it would start for a few seconds and then go out again. And basically the tube had gone. Now this had happened before, about a year or so ago before, and I bought a replacement tube, but those square fluorescent tubes cost about £20 and they're a bit expensive. Also, this is the only light in the house that uses them, and I thought, right, this time I don't want to spend £20 on a replacement tube. I will actually change the light fitting for a button fitting that uses regular light bulbs, like you can see here. So also I bought this button light fitting off of eBay for about £5, and I can get replacement light bulbs for about £1.50 to £2 from your local pound shop, which is a lot better than paying 20 quid for a fluorescent tube that you can only use in one room, because all the other light fittings in my house uses bayonet light bulbs and you can buy them dirt cheap, and that's why I wanted to remove the light and replace the light fitting. However, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll just take the light fitting down and I'll replace it with the batten fitting and job will be done. However, as you can see, when I took the light down, the previous person who put it up had hacked a big hole in the ceiling. Let's zoom in. Sorry for the noise when climbing up the ladder. They hacked this big hole into the ceiling. I was expecting just a small hole where the wires came through to the light fitting, and I could just simply stick this batten fitting over the hole and wire it up and the job would be a good one. But no, I took down the light fitting and this is what I found. This big hole, and if you look into that hole you can see a terminal block and a whole load of horrible wiring. It was a bit of a mess. So anyway, I put all the wiring into one terminal block and then run a live and a neutral over to the light fitting, and it all works fine. But now I just have to fill up this whacking great hole. So yeah, it's not good. So anyway, let me just climb down the ladder. So I did some googling on the internet for ideas of how to patch up this big hole in the ceiling, and what I came across was the following. So I saw that you could buy these patches that for fixing either holes in walls or in ceilings. That looks like fixing holes in suspended ceiling tiles and the like, or holes in your plasterboard. For example, if your kids decided to put their fist through the wall and things like that. You know, teenagers can have a fit of rage and just have a fallout with their parents or whatever and decide to smash their fist through the wall, and then you're left with a big hole and thinking, how the hell am I going to cover that up? Well, here is the solution that I found. Instead of paying a decorator to come and fix this, you can do it yourself. Now, I bought this wall patch, which also works on ceilings, it says, for about £5 off of eBay, and they come in different sizes, and I bought this 8x8 one. You can see it here. That's simply what's inside here. So what it is, it's a piece of metal mesh with some sticky grid type stuff, and you paste this over the hole and then cover it with plaster or filler, and then when that's dry you just paint it. So I'm going to try this. So you have a hole like this, you stick the patch over it, and then you stick your plaster or filler or whatever over the mesh and spread it out. And then when it's dry you can paint it and texture it or whatever. So we'll see how this goes. So this is a bit of a part one. I'll be putting that over that monstrosity of a hole up there, and in part two you'll see how you get on. Also, I will say a disclaimer right here that do not do anything with electricity or wiring if you don't know what you're doing, because obviously if you make any kind of mistake you could kill yourself, you get electrocuted, and I take no responsibility if you decide to do that. I have wired many light fittings in the past. I have an understanding of how electrical things work, and I've done this before, so I have done this, but I would recommend you not to unless you've had any experience. If you've had no experience with electricity, leave it to the professionals. So that's a disclaimer. Anyway, I will try and repair the hole in the ceiling, and in part two you'll see how I got on. So see you in part two, and I'll see you later. Thank you.